What's up, guys? I wanted to do a quick video today reviewing my new Redback robot mower. This just came out, I think it was end of last year or first of this year, and haven't seen many videos online, so thought I would do one. And I've had this, I think this is the third week I've had it, and so I wanted to kind of give my first impressions and also show a few features and how it works, and also how nice the lawn looks. So anyway, this is the 2 amp hour kit, so that'd be the smallest battery that they offer, and I believe it is $6.99. You get the mower with the battery installed, you get the charging dock with the cable, and then you also get your boundary wire with a bag full of stakes to get that installed in your lawn. So anyway, as far as setup, I'm actually going to go over and click it off and kind of walk through the setup with you. So I guess one thing, skipping ahead, to stop it in the middle of its mowing, you can just hit the stop button there, pick it up, and take it wherever you need. But anyway, as far as setup, what you're going to do is cut out the 12-inch template from your box that the robot mower came in, or you can just use a tape measure. And what you want to do is set your boundary wire 12 inches from your perimeter. So like here I've got the wall of my building. I want it to be 12 inches from that. And then going around this stake and cable here, 12 inches from that. And actually I think I'm going to refine that and build what they call kind of an island, if you look in your manual, and actually make like a almost like a horseshoe around that cable there. That way it'll trim even closer than it currently is, and it will also trim in this area where that tarp is. So anyway, that is outlined in the manual. If you take a look at that, you'll see what I'm talking about. But anyway, they advise that you put a stake every 3 feet at minimum, and I found that to be pretty accurate. You want to look for anywhere, like any drops in elevation or little bumps or anything, to make sure that your cable is all the way down in the grass. You can see my cable is starting to get buried here, which is nice. That's what I was hoping. The grass will grow up around that. So I've got my cable running all the way around the perimeter of my yard. A couple things there is you want less than you don't want less than 130 degree corner. So you have to kind of make a 3-point corner, if that makes sense. You don't want to have a tight 90 degree, or the mower won't be able to get into that corner, is my understanding anyway. So what I did is put my wire out and sent the mower on its way and let it mow, and kind of just paid attention to any big sections that it was missing, and then I just adjusted my wire accordingly. So a couple ways you can do that is leave some slack in the wire wherever possible, or also once you get to the end, to your dock, don't cut off the wire, just kind of leave it on your spool, and that way you have extra wire to work with. So anyway, I'll go over one little issue I had with the dock as far as setup. What I had originally done is I had the dock turned 90 degrees this way, facing the wall, and I had the cable coming out the back and then coming out that way, and it wanted to jump right over the cable and go into the wall. And reason being is I later read the manual, like I should have to begin with, and it specifies that you need 6 feet, I think it is, on either side of the cable. You need kind of a roughly straight section, not exactly, but you just need that amount of clearance front and rear. And so what that means is, based on the diagram and the manual, you need your dock to go kind of like parallel with the boundary wire. So in this case it was perpendicular. I had an immediate turn and it wasn't recognizing that turn. So what I did is just turned it 90 degrees, and now you'll notice when I hit start here, at least in my case, every time the mower comes out, it wants to turn left. And so that's why I oriented it this way. And another way to confirm that is looking here on the dock. They want this pointed in towards the lawn. So that's how that looks. So anyway, I'll just kind of show you some of the features here on the mower itself, and we'll send it out on its way. So under the front door here, you have your height adjustment, anywhere from 1 to 3 inches, continuously variable, I believe. Yeah, you can lock that in wherever you want, between 1 and 3 inches. And you just turn the dial on that. Then on the rear panel, you have your 3 yard sizes, which just equates to how long the mower runs. I believe it is 6, 8, and 10 hours. I'd have to double check, but I'm pretty sure it's 6, 8, and 10. You have your on-off switch, your start button, and your home button. So one thing that they say is to remove the key as soon as you hit start. I have not done that. All that does is prevents anybody from making adjustments to your mowing schedule. But kind of what I figure is anyone who's going to make adjustments to that is probably the same kind of person that's just going to take the mower. I don't know why anyone would come up and change your mowing schedule without you knowing. So I just leave my security key in all the time. You flip it on to get started, hit your yard size, mine is the small yard, and then hit start. And what you'll notice here, we'll see what it does since it's already been out mowing for the day. Typically, its first trip, it'll run the perimeter of the yard, and it will center itself on the wire. And I'm just going to pause for a second here. We'll hear it beep 10 times, which means that the blades are starting. Listen for that. So that 10 beeps there signals that the blades are starting. Yep, so it looks like since it's already been out for the day, it's not going to do that first trim cut around the perimeter of the lawn. It's just going to go ahead and start going random around the yard. But anyway, typically, as I was saying, it'll come out of the dock for the first time of the day, and then it will center itself on your wire, which is why you leave that 12 inches, because it actually goes over the wire. And it's going to go all the way around the entire perimeter of the yard, and I call that the trim cut. So that's going to trim right up against like your building here, or my timbers down there, my shed over there, stuff like that. Then it's going to come all the way back around and go into the dock quickly and back immediately out, and then it'll just start going random around the yard. So you hear it beeping now. That again is going to signal that the blades are starting, and it's just kind of orienting itself since I kind of took it out of its schedule and sent it off again. And in a second here, we'll notice that it'll just go random around the yard. We'll just give it a second. Unfortunately, there's someone across the street running a chainsaw or something, so don't get confused by the noise of that. This thing is whisper quiet. So it's mowing right now. And you'll notice what it'll do. My grass is actually pretty well manicured already. I've had this thing out just for mostly demonstration purposes the last probably 3 out of 5 days. So the lawn doesn't really need to be cut that much. But anyway, you'll notice there it just took a hard turn because it ran into its wire, and it's just following that wire. And I think what it's going to do is it's probably got low battery, which is why it's following the wire. And what it does is within 20% of being out of battery, it'll find the boundary, and it'll follow that all the way to the dock to charge, and then it'll head back out all on its own and either finish the lawn if it ran out of battery before it's 6 hours, or it'll go out the next day. It just depends on where it's at in the schedule. But anyway, just a couple other features. It's got 0-turn wheels, so when it's turning a corner, one wheel will actually turn backwards and one will turn forwards to get a nice tight turn. It's also got a rain sensor. I think it's both top and bottom. So what that means is if the grass is wet in the morning just from dew, it'll back out, it'll sense that, and it'll go park itself. It won't cut extremely wet grass. But also, if it's out mowing on a rainy day and all of a sudden it starts to rain, it'll sense that and also return home. And in my case, just for temporary purposes, my dock is just sitting out here in the open. But I do plan to get kind of like a doghouse or some little small enclosure for the mower to park itself inside. And I'm actually going to put a lock on that door, and that'll solve any theft problems. I'll just lock that door when I go home in the evening. But anyway, it looks like it was finishing its perimeter there, and now we'll see what it's going to do. I thought it was going home to charge, but I'm not positive on that. Nope, looks like it was just finishing its perimeter, and now it's going to go out and cut again. But anyway, that is just kind of a brief overview, and as far as my review, just based on these first couple weeks of having it, I am amazed, and anyone who's seen this has been pretty impressed as well. The cut doesn't come across very well on the video, but this cut is really good. One thing that I feared with getting away from a mower is that I wouldn't have my nice striping and lines and stuff like that in the yard. But kind of the more I've seen this cut, as someone who's very picky about how their yard looks, this is a very nice cut. And it's such an advantage for a number of reasons. One of which is you're not running a heavy mower. For example, if you have a rider or even a heavy push mower, you're not running that over your lawn all the time and kind of packing it down, and I don't know what the word is for that, but pushing the grass down. This is about I think 20-pound machine at most, probably even closer to 10 or 15, and it's so gentle. It just takes much better care, in my opinion. Also, along with having a push or a self-propelled mower, you're not walking your entire lawn maybe however often you mow, twice a week, once a week. This thing is doing it all for you, so I have been very impressed. And if you have any comments or questions and want to leave those down below, I'd be happy to get back to you and answer anything that I missed. But otherwise, that's all I've got for today. Hopefully you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you guys on the next one.